Well, hello people, welcome back to the Master Chief Collection. Here we are, level 10 out of 10, we're on the Moor, so we've almost done Halo CE on Legendary difficulty, and then we're going to be moving on to Halo 2. So you're going to want to go ahead and select that level, do your competitive scoring options if you want to. Obviously Legendary difficulty, we're going to have the same skulls on which we've had on for most of this campaign, which is the Grunt Funeral, Boom Skull, and the Grunt Birthday Party. So without further ado, let's jump in to the last mission of the Halo CE campaign. So once the level's started up, you want to follow the corridor round here, and then you want to follow it round to the right. And to the right again. It's the only way you can go so you can't get lost. Come through here and you want to throw a grenade down the hatch straight away. That's going to take all the carrier forms and use your plasma rifle to mop up what's left of them. Just wait a few seconds up here just in case there's a few of the carrier forms that are still blowing up. And then you want to get switch out to a plasma grenade and make sure you stick one of the sentinels. You'll know if you've got them or if you've got an overkill medal. If you get anything less than a triple, just finish them, the rest of them off with your plasma rifle. Here what you want to do, shoot the ground just there. Throw a plasma grenade on the floor. That's going to like draw the flood of combat forms towards you, and then you're going to be able to, the grenade is going to take them out. And you'll switch out your assault rifle for a shotgun, and then if possible, you want to switch out the plasma rifle for the pistol. Once that happens, you want to come here. The door's going to be blown open. Throw a grenade just like that. Just as soon as the door opens, that's going to happen, and then you can just sort of let the rest of the grenades and the sort of like the delayed explosions take care of everything else. Once that corridor's clear, you want to move up. And then there may be some more flood around to the left just here. If there is, start taking those guys out. Don't be afraid to use a few grenades if you got any left. I didn't at that point in time, so I'd use my shotgun and then move forward as soon as you can. This point here, you're going to have the flood and the Covenant. They're going to be fighting it out, and you're going to have two hunters, a bunch of zealot elites, and a few grunts, including grunts with fuel rods. So what I did is I came down here. You can take out the hunters with one shot. They're pretty kind of stupid because they like to go after the flood infection forms. So they what you can get them to do is obviously it's a fault in the game. They'll just stand there spinning on the spot, constantly doing 360s. So you can wait for them to expose their the weak point, then just finish off with one pistol round. Here there might be one left. So you see what he was doing. He was spinning around the corner on the spot. Sorry, trying to take out the combat forms. So that's a pretty easy way of getting rid of the two hunters. At this point here, like I said, it's a little bit difficult. You got a few fuel rod grunts, and you got a few zealot elites. But like with one, you can take out them all if need be with one perfectly timed grunt kill or grenade throw. So yeah, I'm just like very carefully moving up. If you do this fast enough, you can actually run through the I'm going to say this is the mess, and you can get through without having to kill anyone. And then these group of enemies here won't spawn. Also, those elites, they're really irritating, as they do like to throw grenades at you, and they are quick about it, and they will, 99% of the time, they'll land it at your feet. And obviously we've got the boom skull on, so you want to get out there as soon as possible. So once that's all done, that's a pretty challenging part of the level done, and then if you need the health, there is health just there. I chose to not pick it up. I tried to stick the elite, but it didn't work. He still doesn't die, so I've got to focus on the grunts just here, and I pick up the health pack after I'm finished here. It's still going to be there after the whole confrontation with Guilty Spark and the Sentinels, but I do a 180 there and pick it up because it's just like fresh in my mind. Once that's all done, just want to check around here, make sure there's no grunts left. They're all good. Walk over to the console just here, skip the cutscene, and then what you want to do is you want to zigzag through here. That stops the heat beams from damaging too much of your shield, or even possibly taking some of the few segments of health. Now here's one of my deaths in the level. Basically, well, I've edited it out, but what you need to do is shoot at least one or two of them, and then all the other flood is going to start running forward towards the door. Throw a grenade into the room, and then just mop up the rest of them, and then you can use this like little piece of metal here as cover. And once that's all done, you just want to check your radar. Might be one or two left in there. Walk in with your shotgun, and then just take them all out, and then walk to the end of the room. So once you're through that room here, you got the Covenant and the flood there again. They're fighting it out. You just want to move backwards just a little bit, take out all the flood that you can, because sometimes they'll chase you into this room, and they'll also follow you as you run forward. So what I like to do is I need to just like go to the door, take out anyone that's there, and then run across. Otherwise the crossfire, you can get caught up in it, and then the flood will start hitting you. Excuse me. And then before you know it, that's you dead. Again, same sort of plan like we did with the first set of sentinels, which we saw at the beginning. Try and stick one of them, but we've got the boom skull on, so it doesn't really matter. But then obviously if you stick anything, it's a guaranteed kill. I'm pretty sure even if you've got the mythic skull on, which doubles the enemy health, even though if you stick them, I'm still think it might be a confirmed kill. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I've never actually played with the mythic skull on. Here you've got 3 sentinels here. Don't be afraid to use grenades. As such, the human weapons aren't very good against taking these guys out. It's more you want to go for your plasma rifles and stuff. Make sure you back up when you've killed one of them so if they explode. Even though I killed them, 2 of them sentinels both there with at least 1 shot of the shotgun, it's more getting the shields down. It's not, you know, the human weapons aren't very good at that, I find, so in some sort of capacity. Move over to this side of the room just here. Climb the ladder that enables you to like skip all the sentinels here. Gonna be 2 more sentinels just here. Watch out for their heat beams. They really do tear your shields to pieces. You just need a few seconds of exposure, and then before you know it, you're dead, and that's it. So there, as you can see, the shields they're down now, so it just takes like 1 or 2 shots on the shotgun, and then boom, health back just there on the left. I come through here just to check a few things out because I'm just like don't think I've actually been down there before. So yeah, now this point is kind of difficult. You have to advance forward to stop the flood from spawning. So you've got to, like if you're going to cross a road, you've got to wait for the safe point to go. So kind of, you want to sort of, as test the water as such, you want to keep moving yourself forward and backwards. Just wait till you've got an opening. Generally what you want to happen is for a carrier form to walk down and then to shoot the carrier form. The carrier form then blows up. You've got an opening so you can run a few feet forward, get your shotgun out, and then just march on through and just try and get as many flood kills as possible. That is exactly what happened here. So here I'm just waiting for the safe point. Here we are, just waiting. I'm waiting. I'm just using my pistol here to snot down the corridor. And then in the end, if you find yourself waiting here too long, you're gonna have to go for it in the end because you're not gonna advance. It's not gonna get any safer as such. So, but there is a checkpoint just a second ago. But as long as you get near that point just there, that's fine. Watch out for the carrier forms coming in the corner and blowing up. So as soon as you like touch near the door around about that point just there, just start backing up. And then you want to come down this corridor here. You got yourself a pretty sweet overshield. Check around for some ammo. Move around to the left, and then we're going to move around to the left just once more here. Put your torch on, flashlight, whatever you want to call it, and you just want to stand here and let the infection forms. You just want to let them hit your shield. A grunt is going to walk past or run past in just a second. There he goes. Boom, kill him. And you just want to back up a little bit, and then just in case it's like any of the flood that's run through there. Here you want to come through here, pick up all the grenades you can. Other than that, there's not much in that room. There's a health pack down the other end of the corridor just to my right. You'll see it in just a second, maybe. I don't know if I show you. Yep, there it is. There's the health pack just right down the end. So if you get yourself in a bit of a spot of bother, and then what I did there is I just went for it. I made sure the Zealot Elite was occupied with something else, and then I just moved back. I started. You should run across into that corridor. Always check behind you as you can. Sometimes get a hunter following you. It's not a big deal. You can outrun them, but just don't, if that happens, just don't stop running. And then as soon as you come back out into the main corridor, it's pretty simple. You just need to keep running into the armory, and they'll stop following you, and they'll turn around. Now you want to go into the armory, switch out the pistol for the rocket launcher, and make sure you've got full ammo for it. And you want to move through. You are now on the last part of the not the last part of the level, the second to last part of the level. This point can be pretty difficult, but it's one of them things that can be easy or it can be difficult in its own sense. So here I come to the left first. It doesn't matter which way you do it, but you want to get yourself up to the first fuel rod, I think they're called.
We can't restart the countdown. The only remaining option is to detonate the ship's fusion reactors. That should do enough damage to destroy Halo. Don't worry, I have access to all of the reactor schematics and procedures.
So as you hear, of course, they're called fusion reactors. I don't know why I said fuel rod. This can be a little tricky, this jump, but I forgot you can actually crouch jump up onto those stacks there just from the being on ground level. So open it up. You want to jump onto here, jump back over to on here, and you want to wait for the fusion reactor to be exposed, and you want to launch a rocket straight through there. You got to do this 4 times. Obviously, you should probably know this by now because the game's pretty old and it's pretty standard what you got to do. And well, you should probably just know what to do by now. So I just did a normal crouch jump just there. I decided to back up just a little bit here because of the sentinels came through, and then don't be afraid to use your rockets as long as you've got the corresponding amount of rockets left to detonate the amount of fusion drives that are left. It's fine. So if you've got 3 fusion drives left, make sure you've got 3 rockets left. You can use grenades, but it's much more difficult, I find. But if it needs be, you can always run back to the armory and pick up some more. But we try and just get this level out of the way and done with, and you don't really need to use rockets other than to take out the fusion reactors. So here again, I'm just waiting for the to open and launch a rocket straight through again. Boom, that's 2 down, 2 to go. Jump on here, make sure you hit that to avoid taking any fall damage, and you want to run to the other side of the room and climb the ramp. Also, you've got a load of health packs here, so don't be afraid to use them, even if you've lost a few segments of health. Just always pick them up. As I think there's a total of 8 health packs in this room, and I'm pretty sure there's a few more back in the armory as well. So don't be afraid to use them. This point, it's like the same again. You've got to actually move past a certain point to stop the fluff from spawning. So here, what I did is I waited for a certain combat form, not the combat form, the carrier form to explode. But then that I took some of my shield and health down, so I kind of had to back up a little bit. And then I take these guys out, back up again, and then you just got to go for it. Really, like I said, it's not going to get any safer. As such, your main threat is going to be grenades lying around on the ground. So you want to move up this way here. Turn to the right, so there's going to be a few flood in here. And then you want to come around up this way. You want to turn to the right, just at the end. I'm checking out this guy because I don't think I've got a double kill medal, so I'm just looking to make sure he's not a respawner. Throw a grenade there. Again, same deal, you've got to move past a certain point. As you can see there, boom. And you're going to open up. It doesn't matter which one you do first, it really doesn't. So just boom, open that one up. And then if you can, with this one, try and get it before it closes. But I think I may have been able to do that, but I just wasn't really comfortable using a rocket that close with the boom skull on and all that kind of stuff. So, you know, and I was at this point in the level, so I'm like, I think I've come too far to start experimenting with certain tactics. So yeah, you've got to come back up here again, and you just want to throw a grenade again. You've got to move past a certain point. It's the same deal. These guys have all respawned. Good news is you're going to have some more shotgun ammo. There's going to be a lot of shotgun ammo lying around on the ground. You want to use that. If you get caught in a pinch, don't be afraid to pick up a plasma rifle. Still does quite a good job against some flood. The flood combat forms, all that stuff. There's the monitor just there flying past. You want to come up to this console. Sorry, this is the last one. Open that one up. Do a 180, and then what I did with this one is I stayed on the fusion reactor, let it come back so I got a clear line of sight, and then boom, you're through. And then you just jump straight up here, and that is pretty much the level done with. You've just got to take out a few guys in the elevator, which can be actually a little bit tricky. And you've got to do the infamous Warthog run. But other than that, that's pretty much the level done with. So I'll stay with you until obviously we get to a point of the Warthog run. This point, make sure you've got at least 2 rockets left. If you haven't, just make sure you throw a grenade or use the grunts as plasma grenades. But I found that point to be very, very tricky due to the fact that the Zealot Elites are extremely powerful. You've got a lot of shields, and they're very, very smart, very clever, very deadly, and you also got a few grunts, and I'm pretty sure the grunts were armed with fuel rods. So just loose 2 rockets onto the elevator, then just mop up anyone else left with rockets. As you can see there, I've got grand total 3 rockets left in total. You don't really need to use them to take out any enemies in the reactor room, but if you need to, don't be afraid to. Like I said, there's more ammo left in the armory. So here we got the elevator ride, and then what I do there is I forgot, obviously you can't destroy vehicles in Halo CE. So there, what happens is my Warthog got flipped due to the fact we got the boom skull on. So that's always going to happen. So you know, don't worry about that. Just try and stay center try and stay through the center of the room. Trying to forget my words here, and then that should be pretty much it. All you got to do now is you got to follow the path I'm taking. I think it's just sped up to like, I think this is times 4, maybe times 8. I'm not too sure, but here we are. I'm falling on my Warthog all over the place. Doesn't really matter as long as you go the same way each room where I'm going. It's pretty easy. There is a difficult part. Is the jump. You got to make sure your Warthog does not hit. It doesn't do a nosedive essentially and hit the ground with its nose first, otherwise you are going to die, which you'll just see in a second. It's the best way to do it, so you just want to come through this way. We're still hitting everything, and then obviously it's going to be, there's a trench coming up at full speed. We're going to make it. Go through here. I always try and use the shortcuts, and then you want to come through here. As you can see, that is pretty much perfect. I think if I'd have been any further forward, I probably would have died. Come through here. You just want to hold back just for a second because I've died a few times there because of the boom skull. Boom, that is it. That's the mod done with on Legendary difficulty. That's the Halo CE campaign done on Legendary difficulty. Coming out soon will be the Armory and Cairo Station. As always, people, thank you for watching and stay tuned for more Halo videos coming out soon.